before I tell you how the pyramids were built, just take a moment to imagine this. How could humans, for 1,600 years ago, in the heart of a scorching desert where the sand could burn your feet, with nothing but simple tools, accomplish one of the hardest engineering projects in history? It wasn't just hard, it was nearly impossible. Massive stones, some weighing over 15 tons, were transported from hundreds of kilometers away, placed with millimeter precision. 3 enormous pyramids were built so perfectly aligned that not a single millimeter was off. Could humans back then really have done this? Or is there something beyond the history books hiding behind this mystery? If you've wondered about this for years, join me as we travel 4,600 years back in time to a place where people with worn-out hands, but minds bigger than time itself, began building something whose full story is still a secret. It all started with a decree. Pharaoh Khufu, ruler of Egypt, decided to build a structure that would not only serve as his tomb, but also make his name eternal. He believed that after death, his spirit would ascend to the heavens through the pyramid. Everything inside had to reflect the power, order, and glory of Egyptian civilization. Architects and priests spent months planning, calculating angles, heights, and alignments, because even the smallest mistake could bring the whole thing down. The first step was choosing the site. The land was leveled with primitive mathematics, yet with astonishing precision. All 4 sides of the pyramid were perfectly aligned with the cardinal points, using only simple tools, the shadows of the sun and the stars. Even today, that level of precision is mind-blowing. For Khufu's pyramid, over 2.3 million stone blocks were needed, each weighing between 2 and 15 tons. The stones were quarried from Tura and Aswan. Workers used chisels and hammers to cut them from the bedrock, the echoes of their strikes marking every step toward immortality. Then the stones were loaded onto sleds and transported to the Nile, where massive boats carried them across to Giza. To support this enormous project, a small city was built for the workers, with bakeries, kitchens, dormitories, and even a doctor. These weren't slaves, they were skilled professionals, paid for their work. During the Nile's flood season, farmers became pyramid workers, their livelihoods depending on the project. Thousands worked day and night. Stone cutters, transporters, engineers, and overseers, all with a specific task. One of the biggest mysteries is how they raised the stones. The Egyptians built massive ramps that wrapped around the pyramid. They wet the ramps with water to reduce friction. Then hundreds of workers pulled the stones up with ropes and wooden sleds. This required unmatched coordination, discipline, and precision. Any mistake could have sent tons of stone crashing down and endangered lives. Inside, another marvel awaited. Corridors and chambers aligned perfectly with the stars. The king's chamber was leveled to support the stones above. The outer surface was polished limestone that reflected the sun, making the pyramid shine like a star on Earth. No great project comes without problems. Ramps collapsed, stones didn't fit, workers got injured. Experienced foremen and engineers taught organization and science to keep things moving. These hardships turned the pyramid into not just a structure, but a symbol of human perseverance. After more than 20 years of continuous work, the final stone was placed. Priests chanted prayers, and Pharaoh Khufu looked proudly at the monument that would make his name eternal. But the truth is, the pyramids aren't just tombs. They are symbols of the human spirit and the power of the mind. Through discipline, determination, and knowledge, humans can build something time itself cannot destroy. No one knows all the names of the workers, but their handiwork remains, reminding us that human willpower can be stronger than stone. Today, if you visit Giza, you stand in silence before the pyramids. These stones aren't just stones. They are the voice of history, the voice of people who wanted to be eternal. And the story isn't over every time we look at them. The story comes alive again,